Oh, it is Tuesday. We are here. Hey, listen, it was a rough week in football. Just rough week. Rough week in football. And when I tell you rough week, I mean, I'm not just talking about some of the games that we saw, but I'm talking about the refs also. Because I'm telling you, they can always just not let you down. The refs just can't let you down. They can't let you down. But, I'm going to get to all more than that. But like I said, rough week in football. At least the home team wasn't playing this week because I'd probably be on his side also too. But let me give a shout out to the sponsors at the bottom of the screen. TU Productions Team Proceeded, Winds Electrical and Remodeling, DNA Window Tinting. Thank you so much for giving me the sponsors and sticking with me. And like I said, it's just a rough week in football. A rough week in football. Hey there. Yes, what about the Ravens? Yes, we're starting off, but I got to bring my boy in here. I think we have to deliver a eulogy. So I had to bring him in. Got to bring TJ in there, because like I said, it's been a rough week in football.
Yes.
And, the only thing I can say about this is, hey, we didn't win or lose. We were off. So happy about that because we might have been on the upset column too of something.
I guess it's only fitting that I start this show off right, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I represent for all of Eagles fans across the world. As we have a moment of silence for the bludgeoning that transpired on this past Sunday afternoon between the Eagles and the 49ers at the Link. 42 to it doesn't matter how many points that we had because it was non-existent. So I'm gonna just take this moment right now before I go any further and practically lose my voice for a moment of silence for our lovely Philadelphia Eagles.
Need some music. Wait a minute, I get you some music.
All right.
That's about all I got.
Thank you.
We're gonna get that out the way. D Nasty, welcome.
And I want to purposely give a special eulogy to the second and third levels of the Eagles defense because without them the bludgeoning wouldn't have been possible. So I don't know if I'm a 49ers fan and I say thank you, or if I'm an Eagles fan and say a phrase that's not allowed on national airwaves right now. So, it was bad. It was real bad. And you know what? You got to call it a spade a spade. 49ers were a better team. They dominated us in the trenches. Purdy played spectacular. I don't think he's played a better game than this all year long. 354 yards. He only had 4 incompletions. It was insane. Deebo Samuel backed it up. He was talking all week long. He's been talking since last season about what would have happened if Purdy had played this game against us. And we saw what happened when that comes into the fold. He was unstoppable, quite figuratively and literally. We lost to the better team on Sunday, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And of course, it's easy to get caught on how we lost because, of course, I don't think Philly has had a loss like this since 2 years ago against Tampa Bay in the playoffs when the Buccaneers dared Jalen Hurts to throw the ball and he couldn't for whatever reason. We haven't experienced a loss like that. So it's a very humbling experience for us. However, with that being said, I also want to give a special shout out, and yes, I'm going to take the lovely glasses off because I think the funeral is over. I want to give a special shout out to Philly also because to have 3 games in 13 days, I don't care who you are, I don't care what you think you are, that is a hard slate to come by. And if you had told us that out of these out of this gauntlet of teams, and no, the gauntlet is not over because we got Dallas coming up. If you were to tell us that we come out of this gauntlet 3-1, I easily would have signed up for that. Now, of course, the one loss, it would have been nice for it to be somewhat competitive. It would have been nice. But with that being said, the 49ers shows that when they are healthy, that they are one of the best teams in the NFL. Now, of course, one may argue, hey, well, you're not going to say the best? Well, I'm not saying the best yet because there are some teams that would love to sit up there and say that does not apply to y'all. So, yeah, it's been a very difficult couple of days. It's been hard getting a lot of sleep, a lot of sleepless nights, and I'm gonna do my best to carry on this show as much as I possibly can. But boy, oh boy, Sunday was rough. Yesterday was rough, and now to deal with nothing but dejectors for the next couple hours or so is gonna be even more rough. So. I felt the need to get that off my chest now, so that way I'm prepared. I'm fully prepared for all the smoke because I know it is heading my direction right about now.
Listen. D just put this good comment up over here and said, we'll take care of the 49ers for y'all because y'all took care of the Chiefs for us. Yeah, I'm waiting for Kelsey to come comment on that one. Giving us first place.
Absolutely. And we're still in first place too. There's nothing wrong with that. It's cool. Still got the best record. But
y'all just got to handle business. But remember, I said this last week. I said I'm a little concerned about the defense. I said because with Buffalo putting up over 500 yards last week in that game, I said, so remember, y'all played a long time. The boys were tired. They were tired. And you just want to say they came in there and they just was right for the pickings. They was right for the pickings. But after that, they went out and signed some linebackers. And I said, yeah, they're getting that defense together. I said, yeah, because they don't want that to happen again. Because remember who y'all going against? Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all playing them in Dallas. So they already ready or whatever. Like I said, I was concerned. But when I started watching that game, I said, ooh. I was like, okay, defense starting to look good first. Then when 49ers just start walking up and down the field. Oh, no, this game over. This game is over. I was like, wow. I really wanted that to be Sunday Night Football or Monday Night Football. I really did because I felt as though I said that'd been the better matches. But then again, it was already America's game of the week, so I guess we just need to leave it there, right?
Right.
Yeah. So we definitely leave it there. So I was like, hey, listen. If we just go ahead and just have a great game. And that's all I wanted was a great game. I was not expecting the shellacking, okay?
Yeah.
I was not expecting that at all. I was like, oh. And then, Jalen went out for a couple snaps because he ran back. And I'm like, okay, is he hurt? Is he not hurt? What is going on? So, I don't know. Was it the knee? Was it the, was it what?
He got concussed. Concussed. Which is why it was shocking that they allowed him back. Well, first of all, that he was able to be out there, number one, because the protocol these days, if you're found out to be concussed, you're at least out for 2 or 3 series, let alone snaps. He came right back in. He came right back in the game. The game was over. Nick, what are we doing? And look, I get it. Jalen Hurts is the type of guy, hey, I'm going to play through injury. I'm one of the toughest quarterbacks in the league. But sometimes you need to know when to say when. And when I saw that it was 35-13, that is when you should have said when. Let's get ready for Dallas. Let's keep moving. Put the bench in. Let's just, hey, take it out of the scrapbook, throw it in the trash. But no. You had to put Jalen back in. And of course, I guess it's supposed to be some type of momentum builder for Dallas that he scored a touchdown on the following drive. Congratulations. That did absolutely nothing for anybody. But
Right.
he was concussed. He had no business being back in the game. And he put him back in there. Like nothing happened. So it was one of those things where it was just like, okay, all right, Nick, what are we doing here? Jalen, what are we doing here? The game's over. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Anybody out there in the stratosphere, especially YouTube world, if you're listening, you're an Eagles fan, say something in the comments. Because again, I heard y'all wanted to come and talk to me. So come talk to us, because this is why I'm here. Come talk to me. I told you I would be here at 6 o'clock. I'm ready. We game time. It's live. We're not making any excuses. If our team lost, we lost. Guess what? I put it out every week. Look, I'm a big man. If the Ravens lose, we lose. If we win, we win. Okay. If we have deficiencies, I talk about it. I say, hey, no, I didn't like this. You know, everybody talking about, oh, we got some question marks here. We got question marks there. I hear all these people saying this. Let them boys play first before we say anything about some question marks. And that's all it is. Our team's going out there and we just repping. The question marks come after the game is over. Okay, we could have improved here. We could have did better here. Everybody's talking about, oh, our offensive line this, and, you know, Lamar's not this, Lamar. Why does everybody want to blame Lamar when it's something else? That's the problem. Yeah, that's the only thing I say.
Right.
Okay, Kelsey, we gonna get to this. We gonna get to this, Kelsey. We gonna get to this. we gonna finish up our the game of the weekend, but we gonna get to that because you were all cheated, absolutely, and you were robbed of 2 calls. But remember, I always preach on this show. Always preach. If you tear the fur off these people, you ain't gotta worry about the refs.
Hey,
you gotta worry about it.
Hey, you know what? Let's just get to it, because the fact that no, seriously, because I'm getting nothing but Chiefs fans over the past 48 hours texting me, hitting me up, saying about how much the game swayed away from their direction. And no one is denying that. But ladies and gentlemen, I got some breaking news for you. And I know this is not going to sound pretty. It's not going to get all the headlines. Andy Reid did not call a great game on Sunday night. That play calling was not great. The idea of we're going to sit here and say we're going to throw a screen pass to Sky Moore that everybody and their grandmother knows is not going nowhere, or we're going to throw a underneath route to Justin Watson and hope and praise that he gets 5 yards. It's not going to work. Now, I'm a firm believer that they'll figure out a way to get it together, but that play calling on Sunday night did not help at all. And it had absolutely nothing to do with the players. Pacheco played his heart out until he got out of the game. Mahomes did the best he could. Kelsey was triple covered, as always, as he's supposed to. Okay? The play calling did not help in their direction. You could have easily, against that Packers defense, you could have easily sat up there and said, hey, look, we need to put in some play action. We need to make sure that we get Kelsey to disguise that side of the defense. We need to sit up there and have Rashee Rice. He's been lighting it up the past couple weeks. Sit up there and have him go on a medium route from Mahomes to find. He's one of the best space finders in the entire league. Put the receivers in space, and you couldn't do that. And then, of course, you had the Packers defense flying all over the field, might I add. Boy, oh boy, were they playing well.
You know something? I was completely shocked. I'm like, wait a minute. They did this to Detroit, and they came in here, and they did it to the Chiefs too?
Yeah.
I just was trying to figure out what was going on. I was like, wait a minute. Wait, what? What? Y'all did this to Detroit. Now y'all doing this to the Chiefs. Walking up and down the field. Just walking. But they have the youngest team in the NFL.
A bunch of babies.
They said the average age on that team is 25.6 years old.
A bunch of babies.
Bunch of babies. A bunch of babies. Walked up and down the field on 2 great teams. 2 great teams. And yes, where to go? Here it is. Mahomes is human. Yes, he is human.
Yeah.
He's human. He
I mean,
bleeds.
I mean, they can't do it. Again, I've been saying it the past month or so. With y'all don't have Tyreek Hill anymore. The sooner that
No.
y'all
And
understand
this
that
is
y'all
this
don't
is a
have
great
it,
statement. Without EB and Tyreek Hill, they look normal. Absolutely.
yes, okay, y'all don't have that home run hitter. Y'all just don't. And then y'all thought y'all was gonna find it in Kadarius Toney until I realized that he couldn't catch. Y'all thought y'all could find that in Sky Moore until you realized that he couldn't get separation. Okay, you thought you was gonna find that in MVS until you realized that he can't get separation or catch half the time. So you need to scheme up a better offensive game plan to either A, have Kelsey be unguardable, like we just saw literally a month ago, or you need to have someone else become a star. Rashee Rice needs to get 150 yards. Maybe Pacheco gets 100 yards rushing. Like, you need to come up with something else. Because the idea of, hey, you know what? It's okay. It's okay that we're down 14. Because we got Tyreek Hill. We're just going to throw a bomb. It's going to change momentum. We score. Okay, that's it. Ball game. You don't have that anymore. You need,
Right.
and before y'all need to understand that in order for y'all to understand that this is not just a playoff conversation, this is y'all winning games conversation now. This isn't about, oh, we'll wait and see when we get to playoffs because we'll be fine in the playoffs. Oh, no. If y'all don't nip this in a bud during the regular season, y'all think that y'all losing now? Y'all gonna find yourselves getting close to being in that wild card position. I know that sounds wild to say, and I know
Right.
that
That the Kansas
seems
City Chiefs will be in a wild card
I
position.
I know that sounds wild to say, but that is a possibility right now. Because until y'all figure out that this needs to stop in order for y'all to win games, let alone get into the playoffs and figure out what happens in the playoffs, this will be a continuous trend. And oh, by the way, the great defense, which by the way, played well. Let's not act like the Chiefs defense didn't play well. They played well, but it went up against Favre, Rodgers, Jordan Love. I hope and pray that we do not have to go through this again. 15 years straight of a Green Bay quarterback torching everybody's secondary and everybody's defenses apart for a living just because he feels like it. I saw Jordan Love make some passes on Sunday night that literally I've only seen a couple
That
quarterbacks.
sounded like Favre and Rodgers.
Yes.
Because when he threw that pass with triple coverage, and I said he caught that.
Like, what? Seriously? And I mean, he's an erratic thrower. I get it. He has a lot to work on. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not equating the two. But when you watch him play, especially over the last 3 weeks, because this wasn't just a Sunday night thing.
Exactly like Aaron Rodgers. Exactly like Aaron Rodgers. If you look at his style, they even went back and showed the throwing stance. They went back to Favre.
It's the same.
They went back to Rodgers, and then with them jumping up a little bit, the way they stand, and was passing the ball. I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Man. And look.
Yep, absolutely. Look like Favre and Rodgers. Yep, absolutely.
It's gotta, and you know, the best thing that's happening in Jordan Love's favor that I wish more people would talk about is, like you said earlier, they're all practically first, second, third year players at the most. Your third year players on that team are considered vets. That's how young this team is. So they're all growing and learning together. They're all building and learning together. So the idea of having expectation for Jordan Love or for these receivers or for A.J. Dillon in that running game is not much.
Do you know who's Green Bay's looking like in the NFC?
Who?
They're Houston, Texas. That's what they're looking like. Because now they're starting to come along. They're starting to get some chemistry. If you look at, because again, who'd have ever thought they'd have beat Detroit on Thanksgiving? I didn't think that. I didn't think that at all.
Me either.
I didn't think that at all. I didn't think they would beat Kansas City, even though they were in Lambeau. I guess I was wrong on that one too. I was wrong on that one too.
I have to really think about that. Okay.
Look at the chemistry they're doing, because it's not like they're getting blown out. They keep these games close. Now the play calling has gotten better and better and better and better. And it's just like, wow. I'm like, wow. Because again, who walks up and down the field on those two teams? Seriously, no one.
Not many.
No one walks up and down. It's very few that does it. But they walking up and down the field on people. Like, oh, you scored a touchdown, we're going to respond. Oh, you scored the what? Oh, we're going to respond.
Yeah.
But again, that's what those young kids up there, like Kelsey said in that comment, they're running circles around the vets.
Yeah.
They running circles around them. And, I mean, like I said, when it came down to the two calls that was missed, okay, we can all of America.
Absolutely.
Saw those missed calls.
Absolutely.
All of America. He was over the guy's back. But remember, like I said, if you tear the fur off these people, right? You get your play call right and tear the fur off them, we ain't got to worry about the refs.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't got to worry about the refs.
Yeah.
We can even go to some of these Super Bowls. When does the refs get involved? And the last goddamn going 2 minutes of the Super Bowl. In the fourth quarter. Last 2 minutes. Oh, let me throw a flag.
I get that. I get that. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, can I remind y'all something? Can I ask y'all this question? And please answer it as humbly as y'all know how. When is the last season you've seen the refs do a great job all season long? Reffing. When's the last season you've seen that?
They were horrible last year.
They were horrible last year. We were having conversations about them the year before that, and don't get me started on 2012. Like, come on, stop it. The refs are always going to find themselves making some wonky, just terrible call. And that's going to happen. That's
or terrible no call.
Or terrible no call. But that's what I'm saying. That is a part of the game. And as soon as us as fans understand that is just the way it's going to be sometimes, and our teams have to be so dominant to where that doesn't matter, then the sooner we'll realize that, hey, you know what? We just lost. Okay? And so it's like,
Remy's here. He's a 49ers fan. He got this one for you.
Okay. All right, Remy. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I'll take it. I'll take my lumps. It's cool. It's cool. But I'm saying the idea of having to constantly want to be quick to put the onus on the refs when we know that we shouldn't put high expectations on the refs, knowing that they don't have a great track record anyways. So how about us as a team blow out our opponent to such a degree to where nothing matters? How about that? How about that? Because the refs going to make these calls, no calls, until the end of time. I can't remember the last time, and I've only been on this earth for 22 years. I can't remember one time that we sat up there and said at the end of the season, wow, the refs did a really good job. They did a very good job. No, you're never going to hear that. It never happens. Get over it. Okay? You can make an argument in our game about, there was a missed holding call here, or there was a missed pass interference there. Yeah. But you saw how that didn't matter, because if the 49ers just kept putting points on the board, it didn't matter what the refs were doing.
It sure didn't. It sure didn't.
So what are we doing all this for? Why are we putting? Okay, let me just make it this simple. Why are we putting such a high expectation on those that don't usually put on a high quality performance anyway? Why?
Yeah, I get it.
Why?
I get it. And it does, AD, it does mess with you, because like I said, when you see some of these blatant calls, you be like, you didn't see that? I mean, and people from the International Space Station could have saw that. And you didn't see that, and you standing right there? Yeah, it messes with you.
I get it.
You still mad about the Colts game? Yeah, the no calls in that game.
But that's what I'm saying. The Colts game was what? Week 4? Week 5?
Yeah.
Week 13? Week
13.
14 now. Like, that's going to happen. So
Yep.
your responsibility as a team needs to be so crisp and so effective on both sides of the football to where they don't have to get in the way. It doesn't get in the way. You're not having a close game to where, oh, the game really does determine on how the refs see this call or how they don't see this call. No. If we're up by a few scores, it doesn't matter what the refs do. The refs are sitting up there with the coaches on the sidelines anyway, because all they're doing is waiting for the game to be over. Okay? So
Hey,
if
where
the
you
game
eating at? Hey, where you going at for dinner? Right.
okay, so if you don't make the game close, you don't have to worry about them getting in the way.
That's what I said. If we go out there, you tear the fur off of them. Tear the fur. And I preached it. Tear the fur off, we ain't got to worry about the refs. Because the refs can't get involved. Okay, they may throw a bogus penalty here and there. Wait, we got to get this game a little bit more closer.
Yeah. No, and I get that. And here's the part where we have to have that fine line. Because as much as I would say, hey, handle your business ahead of time so that way they don't get in the way, I can also make the same thing, because two things can be right at the same time. I can also say that in those crucial moments, y'all do need to get it right as officials. If it's a blatant horse collar tackle, if it's a blatant pass interference, is there a blatant holding, if there's a blatant false start, if it's crucial, if it's in those crucial moments, you need to make the right decision. That I understand. That I
Now
get.
wait. Let's talk about the false starts here, because remember last week everybody was false starting and the refs wasn't even calling that.
Okay. So
I'm just saying.
So that's what I'm saying. So you have to understand that there is that fine line, but you ignore that line if you're straight up beating them. If you're straight up dominating them. It doesn't matter.
I get that. Matter. I get that. Like I said, if you turn okay, point case. When Detroit came here and Baltimore was beating the brakes off of them, the refs didn't matter. The refs did not matter at all. But I agree with this for Remy. So when politics are involved in a higher level, we have no control over that. Yeah, because we all know this is Vegas. We all know this is Vegas. Vegas is involved.
But okay, but that goes back to what I was saying earlier. We've been talking about the refs doing this stuff since the beginning of football.
Beginning of time, right?
It's been happening since the beginning of football. So now, because we're incorporating sports betting, now all of a sudden that's becoming a major factor in these games? No, not necessarily. The refs been doing this stuff since the beginning of the season, since the preseason, and the year before that, and the year before that. And like I said, please don't get me started on 2012. Please don't get me started on 2012. If you know, you know. Okay?
I will say this. I'll say this. It's a lot more prevalent and noticeable. Okay, we may have not really noticed, but the uptick in it is noticeable. The uptick. There's a major uptick with it. There's a major
penalties?
uptick.
In penalties?
Yes. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a major uptick. Major uptick. Major uptick. So I'm like I said, these refs, it's getting horrible. It's getting horrible.
It is, man. And like I said, there is that fine line. If we get to if we're at a pivotal fourth down play, the game's on the line. Okay, I don't care how many commercial breaks we need. I don't care how many times you need to review this play. Make sure that you get it right. That I get. The non-call with the pass interference on Sunday night, you need to take as much time as you need before you sit up there and say that there was no pass interference. Now, moments like that, absolutely, take all the time you need. But then there's certain times during the games where I'm like, why did you call that? There's nothing there. What are you doing? Then there's times where it's like, okay, how did you not see that? What is going on here? Call a flag. And then they be in the midst of congregating amongst each other for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes straight. And we're like, okay, it's blatant that it's a pass interference. Call it a pass interference. Why haven't y'all called pass interference yet?
Yep, absolutely. All right, let me bring Remy in here. What's up, sir?
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Oh yeah, we
sir.
can hear you fine. We can hear you
All right.
fine.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Good. About
Good,
time. It's been a
man.
long time since you've been on here.
Yeah, I thought I blessed the stage, but I had to come on from a man right here to
Okay.
let you know. I'm
Hey.
not even gonna do that right now. But what I want to touch on something you said about because of sports books is now involved. That's been involved since the hands of time.
Yes.
So
Yes.
these things we don't the behind the door the scenes. Vegas is set to win, not to lose. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? It's a sight because I be on all the time that they can always see where the bulk of the money at, where the line
Hmm.
is. All it takes is for a call. You know what I
Right.
mean? The favors and now the past couple of years, the coaches and stuff is getting fired, starting to speak out on how the cheating is involved and so forth and so on. And I
Yeah.
got some stuff that I'll send Damon to send to you with Gilbert Arenas got some refs on his pocket and they talking about
Yep.
it. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely. I've
that
seen them.
you know,
Yeah.
so like you say, you got to actually go out there and beat everybody, the refs, the
Yes.
teams, the coaches.
Yes.
You gotta blow them out.
Yes.
So it can't, you know what I'm saying, won't affect you.
Yes, absolutely. And that's why I brought up the Niners game. You
Uh-huh.
sat up there and you could easily say, "Oh, well, there was a call here or a missed call there." But no, you want to know why nobody's talking about that? Because the 49ers beat the boat race or beat the feathers, whatever you want to call what happened in Philly on Sunday, beat the fur off of them. So
Right.
nobody's going to sit up there and have that conversation. You want to know why? Because at the end of the day, you're going to look at that score, you're going to say, okay, 42-19. Yeah, the refs weren't a factor.
Right.
So at what point do you sit up there and say, okay, look, this is coaching, this is players executing, that becomes a much bigger emphasis than having to sit up there and say, oh, the refs need to sit up there, they need to do this and they need to do that. The refs have been doing this since the beginning of time. Get
Right.
over it. Figure
You're right.
it out.
I mean, it's been done even in Super Bowls. I can even go back, you know what I'm saying, and when we played who the hell Kansas City.
Yeah,
There was a lot of calls that wasn't called, but that was Andy Reid first Super Bowl, right?
yep,
Yeah, I believe
yep.
so.
A
Yep.
lot was involved, and that wasn't when he ran the ball, and it wasn't even a touchdown. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things that what I'm saying, but it's neither here nor there. But it just goes to show that it's hard to pick them when you're betting. But what I mean, a lot of us we like the game, yeah, but we don't know the aspect of what's really going on unless you beat somebody straight
Oh,
out.
Right.
absolutely.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
beat you beat them. You beat them. All right, second Super Bowl. So it was the second one.
Yeah.
So, like I said, if you beat the brakes off of them, beat the brake, you ain't got to worry about nothing. You're like, oh, this game over. Just like, okay, we can go back to what Miami and when they went up to Denver. There was no question that Miami wasn't going to win that game.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they even put their practice squad in. The practice squad was scoring points. It was
Right.
no issue. Even what
Oh,
happened in Washington this past
let's
weekend.
let's go back to that Cleveland game when 49ers played Cleveland. A lot
Yep.
of them they kept giving pass interference and getting them down the field so they can do what? Win the game.
Yeah, win the game. Yeah, because
Win the game.
ain't no way the 49ers should have lost that game. No ifs,
No.
No way.
there's no
But
but.
again, but again, that game's a perfect example because guess what? The game was too close for them
Yeah.
to swing it their way. If
Yeah.
you sat up there and you had, regardless of who it is, whether it's Cleveland or the 49ers, if you had 49ers up 21-3, we're not having this conversation. But the game was so close all game long, you done put the game in the ref's hands. Whose fault is that? Whose fault
Yeah,
is that?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I like this comment. The NFL is the same as the WWE and WCW.
Oh, oh, it's
I like that comment.
it's scripted ahead of time, huh? It's scripted ahead of time. Oh my goodness.
I
Oh my
like that
goodness.
comment.
We gotta do better than that. We gotta do better than that. It ain't that bad, but I will say this, and this is gonna ruffle a lot of feathers, but I equate this to this whole backlash about Florida State not being in the college football playoff. It does matter who is in the dance. It does matter who's in the playoffs because at the end of the day, regardless of whether people like it or not, the NFL is about their bottom line. and they're going to want their best product on that field week in and week out. If
Yep.
you're telling me that I'm going to have to sit up there and watch the Steelers in the playoffs against
You
what?
had to say the Steelers
Kansas
though.
City? You don't want to sit there and watch that?
And
You had to say
Dante,
the Steelers
just
though.
came, man.
I'm not
Dante in
watching
here.
that.
You know
I'm
it's
not
AFC
watching
pain.
that. I'm not watching that. So you got to think about it from that aspect too. Okay, what teams are going to bring on the most entertainment, the most product to show off this game? Because if you're gonna sit there and tell me, oh, on Super Wild Card Weekend, it's going to be Houston against Baltimore. You think I'm gonna sit there and say that's going to be a close game? No, Baltimore's going
Right.
to crush them. But if we sit up there and we say, oh, it's Baltimore and Cleveland, it's like, okay, it may go Baltimore's way, but we got a divisional matchup. Shoot. Hey, it always gets ugly in divisional games, but let's find out. There's that intrigue there. But to know that in certain matchups that we're supposed to sit there and act like that's completely cheating or having it being rigged or whatever is something totally different. There are
Right.
certain teams that are just certainly better than you on a given Sunday. That's why the phrase of any given Sunday is not just a simple phrase, it's the reality of the NFL. Anybody could beat you. But then
Yeah.
there's also certain times where if you're not the best team on the field, you don't deserve to win. You don't deserve to win.
Or to get on prime time.
Or,
Ratings.
don't get me
Ratings. So
started.
that go to what you're saying. Ratings.
Oh my
Don't get
God.
me started.
What couple games shouldn't have never been on TV this season? What couple games? Because we talked about that too.
Okay, so it matters. It matters what you putting on these primetime games. What you're putting on your product for the world to see. Okay, I'm pretty sure everybody wanted to see a close game between San Fran and Philly. But if you are not the better team, if you decide not to show up as the opposition, it's going to be a blowout.
A
It
blowout.
happens. It
Yeah.
happens. Get over it. Figure out what it is that's going to separate you from the opposition so that way either A, you make it close for a team that's an underdog, or B, a team that's supposed to beat y'all is supposed to be a complete blowout and nobody talks about it. It's
Right.
that simple. And it goes back to coaching. It goes back to how great your team is. It goes back to how great your quarterback is. The only reason why Florida State's not able to make the college football playoff right now is because they're down to their third string quarterback. Do you think
Yep.
I want to see a third
That's
string
it.
quarterback going for the national title? I don't care how much of a love story it is.
That's why I don't mean to cut
No.
you off. That's why the spread was like that this weekend. It was like a
Thank you.
-1.
Mm-hmm.
Had the first string quarterback in it, they'd have been -15.
Come on,
Yep.
bro. Come on.
Yep.
So make it make sense. Do you want your best? Do you want your best out there, or do you want to sit up there and say, "Oh, because of this story right here, or because of this, or because of that, we're gonna put them in there," and then when they
Right.
get slaughtered for the whole world to see, we're gonna sit up there and say, "Oh, they should have been there in the first place." What? What are we doing? What are we talking about right now? Put the best out there. Be the best on that field, and it don't matter. It don't matter what happens. It don't matter what anybody got to say.
Well, I have a special request.
Sure.
Can we get this podcast on December 26th?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Can we do a special
I
for
may
the
be coming back. I may be coming back because I'm trying to go to that game. But if I can do it, I will do it because that's the game I've been waiting for, and I done circled that on my calendar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Well,
I'm
now
up
wait a
for
minute.
it.
Dante said Florida State should be in there.
Yeah.
So
But they're not
But
going to do
who
it. You know what I'm
wants
saying?
to see a third string quarterback in a playoff game? Who?
Right.
Letitia, I see you in here. Welcome.
Hey, how do
Who
y'all feel
wants to
about
see that?
Flacco?
Huh?
Wait a minute.
How do y'all feel
Who?
about Flacco in the AFC?
Wait a minute. Who?
Flacco.
Who?
Who?
Yeah. How y'all feel about that?
Who?
Hey, look, if we blink one more time, Flacco done gave the ball to the other team. Okay,
Hey.
let's not do that. Let's not do that right
Until
now.
he play the Ravens, that's when he gonna look good.
See. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna
I'm
go
just being
there
I'm being
because I
honest.
don't think
That's
that's
how I go.
I don't think that's happening. But the chances of it happening, history does say that it doesn't shock me. I will say that.
Right.
I will say that. However, to expect that out of Joe Flacco, please.
I mean, he may just need a little
Flacco.
bit more time. He got in there fast.
Yeah, he did. But you know
Yeah.
something, though?
He threw for over
The
200
Ravens would
yards.
take that
Yeah.
really personally. They were
You
like,
know.
"No, you're not gonna beat us.
Eh.
You're not gonna beat us."
Are
And the
y'all
way the
still paying?
Ravens
Are
hitting
y'all still
people,
paying him?
who?
Are the Ravens
Flacco?
still paying him?
I don't think they are.
Nah.
No.
Oh no.
That contract
His
ended a
contract
long
is
time
over.
ago.
Yeah.
It ain't no
That
long
contract
time
been
ago.
over.
It
Yeah.
ain't no ended recently. It wasn't a long time
Recently.
ago.
It ended last year. It ended
So,
last year because
Yep.
it was a
Because he
solid
was with the
season.
Jets last year, right?
Yeah,
yep.
and y'all was
Yeah.
still paying him.
Y'all was still paying
Oh
him.
wow.
Yeah, y'all was
It
still
ended
paying him.
last year because it was a turnover from the Ravens contract to the Jets contract, what they were paying him, and it carried over. So
Yep.
they
Wait a minute. Say he back in the league because them babies kicking his butt. Yeah, I'll be there too. Pay that child support. Pay that health care. That child care. Hey, I got to get out the house.
hey, but I'm glad you brought that up too because this is another thing that I want to talk about, and everybody's talking about these unfortunate injuries to these quarterbacks, and I get all that,
Man,
but
the AFC is getting tore up, and Herbert was the latest disaster of it last night.
These Lawrence,
AFC quarterbacks.
absolutely,
Hey,
and
I did like Cincinnati back. I did like him.
okay, so I'm
I
about to get
did
into
like
that.
him.
shouldn't even be
He was
saying
ready.
this.
He was ready.
I shouldn't even be saying this on this show, but I was rooting for Cincinnati last night.
See, okay,
I was rooting for Cincinnati last night.
so this is the point that I want to make, and I'm surprised nobody's brought this up. All these different starting quarterbacks this season. You want to know what it shows me? You want to know what it's showing me? Who's good at head coach and who's terribly bad at it?
That's what it is.
Because last night was a perfect example. Zach Taylor don't have Joe Burrow in that backfield. He
Nope.
don't have him commanding that offense. Jake Browning looked like the second coming of what? Drew Brees? Only
Right.
4
Yes.
completions? Are you kidding me? It's insane. Joshua Dobbs, we were singing his praises a couple weeks ago. Okay, that's coaching. You either have it or you don't. Apparently, shoot, say what you want, but Kevin Stefanski and what he's done, because I'll tell you right now, you had Deshaun Watson out, you had PJ Walker in, you had this quarterback in, you had DTR in, then he got hurt, then you got Deshaun in, then he got hurt, then you had this person in, then he got hurt. Okay, and they're still winning games. They still have a winning record. That is coaching.
Yeah.
So when we hear and we talk about this coach needs to be fired or this coach needs to be let go, no, it's very legitimate because this stuff matters. This is why it's important for you to have the head coaching position because when we need you to coach the most, that's when we tell how great you are or not.
It's
We can tell it.
It's just like boxing, making adjustments.
Yes,
Who can make them adjustments?
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And all the coaches, and I ain't gonna lie, I don't like Harbaugh as a coach. Never really did.
Okay.
But
I
you know what I'm
think
saying?
most of us in Baltimore were all about it.
And that was Ray Lewis. Ray Lewis coached that team when he was there. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that was Ray's team. That's why he wanted Ray out of there. That was Ray's team.
So he can have some control, but making them adjustments, there are very few out there. But those ones that can, like Andy Reid, man, it makes a difference. And they know who's back there and they got faith in them. They had faith in that quarterback.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Or
Ain't nobody got no faith in the Jets backup. And the Raiders backup. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Let me preference my comments by saying this also, because two things can be right at the same time. As much as it speaks volumes that coaching plays an integral part in what the backup does, if the backup ain't doing too great, I don't blame you as the head coach now. Robert Saleh, let me tell you something right now. If I was the Jets ownership right now, I'm giving this man a care package. I'm giving this man a contract extension. I'm giving him a pay raise What do you want? What do you want? Because I know. Look. This is the part where I had to be an owner for real. Salah, man, I apologize. I'm so sorry, dog. This is not your fault. We gonna keep you, okay? Because I know it's depressing being out there and seeing Zach Wilson throw another incomplete pass or another interception or fumbling
Man.
the football. I know it's hard. And your defense is top 10. So your side of the ball is doing totally fine. But look, man, what you want, man? You need a foot massage. You need to massage that. You need to massage that bald head. I know you got some little, like I know it's not easy. Just let us know what we can do. Because
Right.
in moments like that, it's like, what else do you want me to do? My side of the ball is doing great. It's not my fault that the other side that shoot, I didn't even pick number one, but number two is sit up there wetting the bed like they don't know what it's like to call offensive game.
Right.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? My defense is top 10. No, my defense is top 10. This is why I want Brandon Staley fired. Because you got hired to make sure that your defense was top 10. And they suck. And they're the most expensive defense in the entire NFL. And you can't coach them upright. That's a coaching problem. Brandon Staley needs to get out of there. But everybody's talking about, Robert Saleh needs to be gone. What are you talking about? Robert Saleh's defense is top 10 for a reason.
Yes.
That's his defense. He needs to stay there as long as he wants to. Shoot, hey, look, if you need to sit up there, you need to get comfortable, you need to rest up, you know what I mean, in his office. If that's what he need to do, that's what he's going to do. Because none of that is his fault. The Raiders,
thanks for having me on. I'm going to get back in his comments. I'm going to let y'all finish. I appreciate it. I'm going to get back in the comments and let y'all roll. But I see you in the NFC Championship.
Yes, sir. Always.
Yes, sir.
Always.
Hey, we gonna see y'all real soon. Couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
I can't
see you
wait.
on Christmas Day. All right.
Yep, Christmas Day.
Yes,
see you.
All right.
Okay. So the Raiders, that's a whole nother ordeal within itself because that was a head coaching issue. You couldn't Devontae Adams can't get the ball. Josh Jacobs doesn't know what it's like to touch the football 8+ times in a game. Are you serious? He led the league in rushing last year. Now all of a sudden he don't see the ball at all. Yeah, McDaniel need to be out of there.
All coaching.
So because coaching, it matters. Come on.
Okay, all right. Let's go down to critical games back in the past, right? Critical games. Okay, let's go down to Super Bowl when Tennessee was down there, right?
Yeah.
And then who was it? I'm sorry, Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
What did Marshawn Lynch said? They never gave me the ball once.
Are you kidding me?
They never gave me the ball once.
Coaching.
He was like, let me run that ball in there. Regardless if they were stopping me the whole game, we're on the 1 yard line. Give me a chance to do this.
Right.
And then they didn't give him a chance. So who can you blame that on? You can't blame it on him because I can't call my own number.
Exactly.
I can't call my own number. You have to give me the play. Hey, you the quarterback, audible this. Hey, man, run this ball in here.
Right.
You can change the play.
Come on now.
They didn't do it.
Come on. So that stuff matters, and you see it. I think the best example of this is what you're seeing in Houston. Like, they have no business doing what they're doing right now. I've been saying it all year long. No business doing what they're doing right now.
And they went down to the wire with the Broncos. That went down to the last drive of the game. That's coaching on both sides. Sean Payton's getting a little bit together, went down both sides. Russell Wilson made that mistake, threw the pick in the end zone. Game over. But you really can't blame the play. He did the best he could. He had pressure in his face. Did the best he could. Went down to the wire. But that was one of the greatest games of the weekend. Them two, I didn't expect it to be even like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I did not expect that game to be like that.
Yeah, and so, you have games like that. And then you have games where I'm like, okay, it was supposed to be a blowout, and now it's close. The Lions and Saints game, I thought for sure the Saints were going to get
blown out
of New Orleans.
Off of them.
Out of New Orleans immediately. I thought for sure that's what was going to happen. I blinked. I looked at the fourth quarter. I'm like, all right, this is getting a little close. All right, this is getting real close. They scored again? What's going on here?
But I think the best the best thing that probably happened with the Saints is when, and I don't wish any player getting hurt, but when Carr went out of the game, right, and Winston came in the game, that was probably the best thing that happened for the Saints. Even the people in the stands were cheering. They was cheering. Again, I don't wish anyone to get hurt. Just like Lawrence last night. You don't want nobody to get hurt. These just guys' careers. This is what they do for a living. But it just shows you how momentum can swing versus, okay, it could be a good swing or a bad swing. Because they was like, okay, we got Carr out of here. Carr's not coming back for a while because that's his second concussion within, what, a couple weeks?
Jeez.
He ain't coming back. He ain't coming back. Yep. It was the wide receiver starting to get the ball. So, again, Carr is just, I don't know what he be thinking or what he be looking at, but as soon as he came out the game, that game just became more of a game. I said, oh, Detroit might lose this game again, too.
Yeah.
But Detroit better start answering some questions on their defense, too, because they're going to win the division hands down, right? But you go into the playoffs, people play differently. They better answer some questions. You can match points with somebody, but you got to be able to stop them on defense.
Yes.
So,
because you can get
speaking
away.
of defense, I mean, there's none here in Washington. Oh, my bad. My bad.
Yeah, because apparently that was Jack Del Rio's fault. Okay, sure. Okay, sure. All right, whatever.
Yeah. As Dante said, go Steelers. Florida State should be in, and there's no way Bama should have jumped from 8 to 400. We'll bounce back tomorrow. Hey, listen. Hey, Letitia, Tisha, you've been missing a lot, but we haven't even got to the Steelers yet. We haven't even got to the Steelers.
Thank you, because it's about time.
Yeah, we got to the Steelers yet.
Let's address them right now.
Okay, you see, you didn't miss nothing. Okay,
you ain't missed nothing. Because, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, just when you thought that one side of Pennsylvania was bad, just look at Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I'm purposely doing this because that is just how bad it was in Pittsburgh up in that field. It's not called Heinz Field anymore. Whatever. Anyways, 3 different rain delays. Okay, so both teams had to stop playing 3 different times, including halftime, including the 2-minute warning, including whatever commercial break there was. The Cardinals? Again, the Cardinals?
The Cardinals, right.
Kyle Murray? Those Cardinals. The Cardinals that is going to be picking the top 5 in the draft this year. Y'all lost to them.
Which, again, something I didn't expect.
Nope.
I didn't expect. And in my predictions, what did I do? I picked the Steelers. I said the Steelers should not have a problem winning this game. I picked it. And when I was like, wait, what is going on in Pittsburgh? What's going on in Pittsburgh? I'm looking at the score. I'm like, what's going on in Pittsburgh? And then, Kenny Pickett hurt again. And I think he got hurt on the goal line. I did see that hit. Yeah. And now he's out for at least a couple of weeks. I think he had surgery on his ankle or something like that. He had surgery. So now Kenny Pickett's back out. You got Trubisky back in the game. Here's my thing. Oh, the wheels did fall off. You're absolutely right. And it, like we just said, coaching comes down to coaching. Yeah, Tomlin probably got to have a talk with the ownership and say, look, we need a quarterback in here. We need a quarterback in there. She said that was the best play of the game. Are you serious? Are you serious? That's the best play of the game?
Jeez. Okay. That's very dark.
Right.
Alrighty. But Tomlin is in that solid category of what I was talking about earlier. Where it's like my side of the ball is doing the very best it can. Because there ain't a whole lot of teams that's going to be scoring 30 points on us. There ain't going to be a whole lot of teams doing that. But, can we get something? It's not like we don't have weapons. We got Najee Harris. We got Jalen Warren. We got George Pickens. Like, we got Freiermuth. Can I get something? Anything.
If they get, and this is what I think Pittsburgh needs. If they get a mobile quarterback,
Justin Fields. Yep.
You think Tomlin
Look
can't
at that.
coach that guy? You think Tomlin can't coach him?
Look
Do
at
you
that.
think Tomlin cannot coach him?
Man,
He will go to Pittsburgh and probably be a beast.
I'm telling you right now. Oh, probably he will be. He gets to actually have weapons. The game doesn't. What? It's either them or Atlanta for Justin. That's the only market that he has in the offseason this year. Because I don't think he's going to stay in Chicago. Atlanta
I
and
think
Pittsburgh.
Chicago can get rid of him.
Yeah, Atlanta and Pittsburgh has to be 1A and 1B. They gotta be. Because they both of those teams know, given how they're playing this year, there are literally one solid quarterback. You don't need a great quarterback for those teams. If you just get a solid quarterback for your team, you're easily 9 to 10 win team.
Bad. Fields ain't bad at all. If you look at the last couple games, he's been playing his heart out.
Yeah.
Playing his heart out.
Yeah.
Playing his heart out. I'm like, I said he needs a better coaching system around him because he can prosper. That is a good acquisition if he goes to Pittsburgh. He goes to Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna change the whole dynamic in the AFC North.
Shoot. Trade. You can give Chicago. Is he worth the third round? That's kind of high register. If you send him a fourth round and maybe another pick the following year, but
he said, I don't mean to curse it, but I can go to Pittsburgh and do a better job. I can too. I think all of us can.
I mean, it ain't hard. Hey, Najee Harris, come on, man. Hey, Warren, what you want, man? Oh, you want something out the backfield? Hey, here you go. Pickens, you want a short route? Hey, come on. Yeah. Come fire move. I see you in the middle. Go ahead. I got you, dog. Like I swear, you could implement any one of us in Madden right now and have us start for the Steelers, and they're easily a 10 to 11 win team right now. Right now. That's how close they are. That's how close they are.
Put a hashtag quest for 7. That's where I don't understand why they still holding on to him. I would have been like, look, let's trade. Let's get Fields. Let's get somebody. Okay, I'll give you one better. Let's say if Dobbs wouldn't have went there. Dobbs could have went to Pittsburgh.
But I don't think Pittsburgh is in the stage of getting a bridge quarterback again. They can't be. Pickett is not your guy. Trubisky is a bridge quarterback. You get another one? What, to wait until 2 years later to see if you can find somebody in the draft again? I mean, I'm not totally against it, but
he'd have did a better job than them two up there. He did a better job.
Oh, absolutely.
He did a better job.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think we're going to have a conversation about, oh my gosh, they got over 400 yards. 400 yards total offense. This is great. And yet they went 16-10. Like, I don't think we're going to have that conversation if Dobbs was in there. I'm not saying that. But in terms of future, you're going to have him for like a 1-year rental. Because I think Dobbs is 28 right now. Like, before you know it, he's going to hit 30. I don't care who you are. If you're not Patrick Mahomes, if you're not in that upper echelon of quarterbacks, you hit 30 and you're not starting nowhere, your career started to look a little bleak. It'll start to look a little bleak after that. So, Dobbs being there, it would be cool, but knowing the Steelers, they're only going to keep him for like a year, and then they're going to turn to somebody else. Yeah. And that's how we forget about that. Y'all had them.
Short. Oh my God.
Y'all had them.
Yeah.
That makes it even worse.
Y'all should have kept him. Absolutely. I'm like, nah, let me give Dobbs a chance. I mean, anytime, like I said, he got traded to a team, he didn't know nobody's name. And he put that guy in the game, he won the game. The game.
Yep.
Didn't know anyone's name.
Yeah.
So you talk about impress, knowing what he had up against him, and then happen to know some playbooks right on the fly. Like, oh my God, I don't know any of these plays.
Right.
And they won the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, again, I think he would have been better than Trubisky and Pickett. So,
Yeah, but
And as
like the
Tish
NFL,
said,
not for long.
she's not a Pickett fan. So you hear that? She is not a fan of Pickett. So, but again, obviously, even with the delays, and history has shown this, especially with weather delays, whoever the team's losing seem to get the momentum and start winning. I'm just trying to figure out where that happened with the Steelers wasn't winning. And again, you can't blame it all on their defense because their defense can't do everything.
Yep.
Steelers defense is what, top 5? Give them top 5. You can't put everything on the defense. Them boys gonna get tired.
They've been on the field too long. They've been on the field too long. Come on. Stop it.
No.
Stop it. Come on.
But this is what I want to touch on about Monday Night Football.
Oh,
like you say, any given Sunday, even a given Monday, man, Bengals just wasn't giving up. Because I didn't expect them to win that game, especially as red hot as Jacksonville is. Jacksonville, red hot. I was like, ooh, yeah, this game's probably. And they lost. Jacksonville lost. You could feel the air come out that stadium when Herbert got hurt. The fans, you could see it, feel it. I said, oh, whole aura's changed. I said, yeah, Cincy probably going to win this game. Well, sure enough, overtime, we go down, field goal, game's over.
You know, and it was so rough seeing Lawrence get hurt because it was like the way the game was going was already going so great. So great. I mean, I'm talking about back and forth. You respond, I respond. Like, I wasn't prepared for that. I just wasn't. And Jake Browning, I said it before and I'll say it again. What the hell? I mean, seriously. Like, 5 incompletions? He was acting like he was the second coming of Drew Brees. And I mean, Jamar Chase was seen again. He got in the end zone a couple times.
Yeah.
You
T. Higgins should have
had
one, but Browning missed it because T. Higgins was on a slant. Yeah. He left the defender.
See, even the ones that he missed, so they still got a positive play out of it. That's the scary thing. Because usually, if we watch replays in certain games, if there was an incompletion or something bad happened, we always say, oh, well, if they just looked to the other side of the field, then this would have been a walk-in touchdown. What happened last night was, regardless of what happened, regardless of what decision Browning made, it was a positive play. It was a positive play. There was no downside regardless of what decision he made, regardless of what the rest of the field looked like. That's
he never looked rattled. The whole time. Never looked rattled the whole time.
He also didn't go to the ground a whole lot.
Nope. Never looked rattled. So again, I like I said, I was totally shocked, even though I was rooting for the Bengals, but I was totally shocked.
Right.
I was like, the Bengals won the game? Oh my God. Oh man. I was like, wow. Listen, like, it's truly any given Sunday, Monday, Thursday, whatever. It don't matter. Them boys like, hey, look, you just not gonna write us off. We gonna fight you.
Right. So, yep.
And I'm not writing the Rams off when they come in here neither. Because remember, look what they just did. I ain't writing the Rams off, but I do one thing. I don't trust Matthew Stafford. He gets pressure. They get pressure on Stafford. He ain't gonna have a good game.
Right.
He ain't gonna have a good game.
That's gonna happen. That's why it's not even gonna be a conversation. But Jacksonville, though, this is really rough for them because they didn't just lose Trevor Lawrence. I know that the injury is not as serious as they thought. It was a high ankle sprain. But number one, can we talk about the fact that the man didn't leave on a cart or something? I don't know what it's like in Jacksonville, but I'm pretty sure Jacksonville has a lot of golf carts. He couldn't be sitting on a golf cart somewhere, carried on to the locker room. Are you kidding me? He's walking all the way down. I know that was even worse to watch than seeing him on the ground. Number one. Number two is you lose him. You lose Christian Kirk also. He's going to be out for a little bit. He's one of your best pass catchers. you go from not only losing the number 1 seed, which already looks like they wasn't going to keep hold of anyways. You may lose the division to Houston.
But like we said, Houston is they're just matching with you. I could see Houston winning the division. And
You can see it now?
I can see it now? I can see it. I can see it. I can see it.
It's in their favor now. And
Yes.
You know what? I didn't even think this was going to be possible. We might have 3 teams out of the AFC South, arguably the worst division in all of football in comparison to the NFC South, ironically. 3 teams out of that division making the playoffs. What is going on? Houston can very well make it. Jacksonville can make it. I don't even know what's going on in Indy, and they're finding a way to win games now. What is going on?
The Minshew effect.
The Minshew effect.
The Minshew effect.
Man, like, again, what they're doing with the Colts is a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier. That's coaching. They lost their star rookie quarterback at the beginning of the year. They didn't have Jonathan Taylor as running back. They still don't have weapons on the outside of Michael Pittman. Okay? And they're 7-5. If the playoffs were to start today, they would be in it. Are you kidding me? That's coaching. If I'm Jacksonville right now, it does not look good because it could very well go from bad to worse.
Yeah.
Really fast.
And guess who's on Jacksonville's schedule? The Ravens. And we coming to Jacksonville.
See? So
the Ravens. They said they only gave them a 36% chance of beating us. And we coming to their house.
So, yep. So, I mean, it couldn't have come at a worse time. I honestly
No, absolutely.
I honestly think that they needed to win last night. If they had won last night, we would have. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have been like, okay, it's gonna be rough without Lawrence, but we've seen that they could pull it out. They could win if the game is close. That's all they need. They just need a game to be close.
They need an opportunity. Absolutely. Need an opportunity.
But they lost. And now you didn't just lose a careless game to where you could say, oh, well, we'll be fine. No. You needed to win that game in order to stay at top of your division. Because now that you're not, who knows what happens in the next 2 or 3 weeks? Who knows? Anything could happen now. So, I mean, it's a tough loss with Trevor Lawrence being out. It's going to be tough without Christian Kirk, but they need to figure something out before Houston and the Colts have something to say about it.
Yeah, they already got something to say about it. And I haven't even heard how long this is going to be out yet.
It's a high ankle sprain. I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to assume that that's going to be a 4 to 6 week process. So
it's going to look like a Saw movie when we go down there.
Pretty much. And so you're going to be out for the next month and a half. Hope and pray that y'all get into the playoffs, and if y'all do, y'all might get them back. Maybe. Like y'all still may have to win a playoff game without them. I don't see how that happens. I really don't. So without them for that long, I don't know.
We can't exactly say that. I mean, who would have thought Cincinnati was going to walk in there and beat them last night with Jake Browning? Even though he has an arsenal of receivers around him, he is Mixon. He has an arsenal.
Yes.
I'm not knocking Cincy for that. He has an arsenal around him.
Absolutely.
But who would have thought they'd have walked up and down the field with Jacksonville last night? No one would have thought that.
Yeah.
No one would have thought that.
Yeah, but you missing Kirk. I mean, you have Travis Etienne and Calvin Ridley, so I guess you could say that is your arsenal to work with, which is not bad, but it's just not great. Especially going forward, because we already know they're going to stack the box against Etienne. We already know that Calvin Ridley is going to get double teamed. I'm surprised that didn't happen last night because boy, oh boy, was he balling yesterday.
Yep.
That's not going to happen all the time. So you don't have the arsenal. You got a backup quarterback who honestly last night didn't play terrible. He was all right. He was serviceable. But going forward, I don't know. I might need to.
Well, funeral glasses.
Yeah, it may be time. It may be.
Oh my goodness. let me say this. Let me say this, and then I'm a breeze right on past them because visiting the home team. How you let Miami come over there and take over that stadium again?
How
there
do
was
you
more
let?
Dolphin.
How
Yeah.
do you let?
Yeah, they let them. They let them just take over the stadium.
What?
Yeah, I'm talking about the fans. Oh yeah, there was more Miami Dolphin fans in that stadium than it was Washington.
Are you surprised? You're surprised.
Oh no, I'm not surprised at all.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
surprised at all.
Okay.
And let me give a shout out to my daughter. My daughter was there. She's a Miami Dolphins fan. So I give a shout out because she was in the stands. She was out there cheering on her team. She liked the shellacking that happened. She was happy. She was even up there doing the end zone dance with them in the stands. So give a shout
that's
out
cool. Look at that. Right.
So she loved Miami. She came to see her team. I was like, okay, hey, listen. She was happy that they put a waxing on the Commodores, Commanders, Washington football team, whatever you want to call yourself these days. But hey, like you said earlier, fire Jack Del Rio. Anybody else want to get fired here? Anybody else?
Get out of here, Ron.
Anybody else want to get fired? I'm just asking.
Seriously,
so I'm going to breeze past them. We already talked about that. I'm not talking about the Falcons and the Jets because that was a baseball score. So we're going to breeze all past that. Colts in Tennessee seemed to be a pretty good game. Yeah, we already talked about that. Hey, you know something? I'm done with the talking. Let's get to the brown bags.
Please. I feel like just those 5 seconds alone of you talking about the Jets and Falcons has been very abysmal for.
Matter of fact, that's my first brown bag. That game, first brown bag. How about we just give it to that game? That's my first brown bag. Falcons and the Jets, y'all get brown bags. How y'all gonna have a baseball score? Huh? I'm just asking.
It's a shame.
Even though the Falcons may have won the game, and again, my buddy down there, the head coach, with his facial expressions, right. He probably passed out on the field and did snow angels down there on the field because he was happy that they beat the Jets. We beat the Jets. But who did you beat?
Wow.
You really didn't beat anybody. So, yeah, both of them get brown bags for that. Go ahead.
Dude. Yeah. You know what? I am going to give a brown bag to the entire state of Pennsylvania football teams because we thought it was a great idea to not cover Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and basically the entire 49ers offense. The linebackers and safeties were non-existent. The corners were non-existent. They got shellacked. They got murdered. They got slaughtered. They got bludgeoned. Whatever word you want to use, it transpired. Okay. And then you go to the other side of Pennsylvania, and Pittsburgh couldn't get the job done against the Cardinals. The Cardinals through 3 rain delays. What does that mean when I say that? That means both teams had the same amount of time of rest, of preparing, of executing as much as anybody else. And they just didn't show up at home.
At all.
Brown bag.
At all.
Immediately. And if y'all don't get it now, you don't get it. Like the Washington Post. So, there you
go. Oh, my goodness. It's our state, huh? Yeah, you did like when I did Colorado, huh? Whole state.
I mean, I know there's no happy campers right now. I just know there's not. But you better get over it and better figure it out soon and fast in a hurry because it's not going to look pretty going forward. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to just go a little bit north for you. A little bit north for you. New England, the whole team. Yeah, everybody in New England getting the brown bag. Because how you get goose egg by the Chargers? I'm just asking. You got goose egg by the Chargers. Right? Let me
Oh.
say this again. You got goose egg by the Chargers. The Chargers.
Are you kidding
Goose
me?
egg.
Are you kidding me?
You got goose egg by the Chargers.
I can't believe that we're going to have a debating brown bag segment on the show. Because my next brown bag is going to go to the Los Angeles Chargers. Because that entire game, you come up with just 6 points.
6 points.
Are you kidding me?
6.
Oh my
6.
God. Please.
6.
No.
6.
That alone.
Yeah. Right. Y'all
That
know what
alone.
I mean.
That alone is a brown bag. You got to be kidding me. I don't care if it's a win or loss. 6-0 is the final score. What is this, soccer? What is this, baseball? You kidding me? This is the start of the first couple of minutes in an NBA game. Are you kidding me? 6-0. Please, brown bag for the Chargers. Good Lord, they don't deserve that win whatsoever. It's a shame.
Right, I got one.
Okay.
Brownlee. Why are you hitting the head of security over there, dude? Come on, man. You get a brown bag for getting ejected from the game, okay? You're hitting the head of security. Okay, you know everybody's going to talk trash, but you wearing uniform equipment, sir. You can't be hitting nobody that had nothing on. You get a brown bag for getting ejected from the game, sir. But when I was reading comments about that, apparently he has an attitude problem. So
now all of a sudden he has an attitude problem.
he has an attitude problem. They say he's like the Earl Thomas of Seattle. That's what they say.
Now all of a sudden, I haven't heard anything bad about Dre Greenlaw all year long. Now all of a sudden he has an attitude issue. Really?
It is an attitude problem.
That's such a low hanging fruit thing to say. Like,
hey,
just because it's the heat of the moment, we gotta do better than that, y'all. Come on.
Hey, I'm always here for the comment. I'm always here for the comment.
That's insane.
Oh my God. Any more?
My last one is going to go to you know what? And this is shocking because they won. But Houston gets a brown bag for me.
Uh-oh.
And this is a personal / fantasy reason for why they are getting a brown bag, because they thought it was a great idea at the goal line to have one of their star receivers blocking on a running play that ended up ultimately breaking his leg.
Getting hurt.
And now he's out for the rest of the year. You stupid idiots. What were you thinking? What was he doing out there? Look, I'm trying to be nice. I'm very humble. I am a very nice guy when it comes to these teams and to the sport of football. But in moments like that, seriously, what was that? Seriously. What was he out there for?
Coaching? Oh, yeah, sorry. Coaching?
Aye. Jesus,
all right.
Please. Brown bag.
I got one more.
Okay.
Kelsey, you on here? I just want to make sure Kelsey's still listening. Kelsey, where you at, Kelsey? I got one more brown bag. Uh-oh, wait, the college football committee gets a brown bag. Hey, anybody can get it, baby. Anybody can get it. Anyone can get it. So college football committee, y'all get brown bags too. But here, my last brown bag is going to go to Mr. Butterfingers number 11 up in Kansas City. Butterfingers number 11. I'm going to give it to Butterfingers number 11 up in Kansas City. Yes, he gets my brown bag.
Why? What did he do?
Huh?
What did he do?
Hey, I'm going all the way back to the Eagles game with that. He catch the ball. He's riding that one for the whole season, baby. He's riding that one for the whole season, Mr. Butterfingers. That is his name until this season ends.
Oh, my God.
So that's my last one.
Oh, wow. I was not prepared for that. That was a curveball. Good one. Thank you.
I know. Absolutely. Hey, listen. Got to give it to him. Got to give it to all of them. Everybody can get it. Everybody get it. Hey, the whole state of Pennsylvania. Hey, I went a little bit 95 north, went up to New England. You know. Wait a minute. They didn't play this week. That's why.
Oh boy.
They didn't play this week.
Oh boy. Ooh.
I'm gonna leave Buffalo alone. I'm gonna leave Buffalo alone this week. Okay.
The
I'll leave them
entire
alone.
state of New York?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, entire state of New York. I'm gonna leave them alone.
Well, some state had to take the lump, so it ended up being Pennsylvania this week. You're welcome. Good job, New York.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave them alone. Yeah, I'm gonna leave New York alone. Well, all right. Well, we winded down the show. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Oh my God, y'all are hilarious. Y'all funny. I love y'all. I love y'all. But I already know that if the Ravens lose next week to the Rams, y'all gonna be ready for me. Oh, it's gonna be this. I'm telling you, and I'm gonna be like this coming on the show. I'm probably gonna have a black hoodie, some glasses. You know, y'all not gonna be giving me the business. But hey, listen. But we gonna win though. We gonna win. So look out for the week 4. Wait, did I just say week 14? Week 14 already?
Already.
Lord have mercy. Week 14 already. We are just getting this down the park. Hey, listen.
Wow.
Week 17 gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Sure is.
Interesting. Because right now, AFC is going through Miami or Baltimore. One of the two.
Mm-hmm.
It's going through Miami or Baltimore. One of the two. Now, I prefer for it to come through Baltimore. You know, it's cold up here. Yeah, bring all these people here and it's cold. And I hope it's drastically cold here like it is up in Green Bay.
Jeez.
So,
right.
Yeah, bring them through here. Yeah, everything got to run through here. So, but as always, we are here. We tuned in. We said our opinions. Now we are tuning out. So we will see y'all next Tuesday. And as always, thank y'all for coming in.